Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. Uh, Today our topic for discussion is Keynesian cross. In previous class we studied that the there may be a divergence between the actual expenditure, actual aggregate expenditure of the economy and aggregate planned expenditure of the economy. If both expenditure are equal, actual expenditure aggregate are equal to aggregate planned expenditure, then economy will be in equilibrium. At that point there will be a Keynesian cross. Why it is called Keynesian cross or equilibrium? Because at that point there is no inflationary or deflationary gap exist in the economy. Here the planned expenditure of the society are equal to their actual expenditure or actual output. The aggregate actual expenditure are also the output of the economy, that is also the supply of the economy. When the supply, that is the aggregate actual expenditure are equal to aggregate planned expenditure, there will be no inflationary or deflationary gap in the economy and economy will be stable at equilibrium. If aggregate planned expenditure are greater than aggregate actual expenditure, then economy will experience the inflationary gap. What will happen in this inflationary gap? The prices will increase. The increase in the prices will give an incentive to the producer that to produce more goods and services, to earn more profit. The output and employment in the economy will increase. How much will increase? The output and employment will increase until it reach to the point where again the aggregate plan expenditure are equal to aggregate actual expenditure or output of the economy. If in some cases, if aggregate planned expenditure are less than aggregate actual expenditure, mean that aggregate planned expenditure are less than the output of the economy, that is also why that is supply of the goods and services in the economy, then there will exist a deflationary gap and economy will shrink because the demand will be less than supply will be greater than demand. If the demand is less than supply, what will happen? The economy will shrink, mean the prices will decrease. The prices will decrease. A reduction in the prices will reduce the profit of the producer and incentive of the producer to produce more goods and services or to increase the output of goods and services. So what will happen? Economy will shrink, output and employment will decrease until it will reach again to aggregate planned expenditure are equal to aggregate actual expenditure or output of the economy. Now we state the desirous point is the equilibrium, is the point where the demand of the economy, demand for the all expenditure in the economy equal to the supply of goods and services. Mean that where the planned aggregate expenditure, that is the demand of the economy, that economy is demanding, is equal to the aggregate actual expenditure, that is the actual output the economy, that is the supply side of the economy. In other words, we can so the point where the aggregate planned expenditure are equal to the aggregate actual expenditure is termed as Keynesian cross or equilibrium of the economy, where there is no inflationary and deflationary gap. Now the question arises, how we calculate this the Keynesian cross or equilibrium of the economy. There are basically two methods to calculate the Keynesian cross or equilibrium of the economy, where aggregate plan expenditure are equal to aggregate actual expenditure, or where the demand total demand expenditure are equal to the supply of the economy or output of the economy. Number one is income and expenditure method. Number two, leakages and injection methods. These are the two methods we will study to estimate the Canadian cross. And both the methods will be studied in three steps. We will study both the method in three steps. Number one, we will derive a mathematical formula for the equilibrium or for the Canadian cross. Number two, the numerical example. We will give a numerical example of the Canadian cross. Number three, we will illustrate the equilibrium or the Canadian cross through graph for both the method. Number one, income and expenditure method. As we know that at equilibrium, the aggregate actual expenditure are equal to aggregate plan expenditure. Again, we know that aggregate actual expenditure, that is the supply side of the expenditure, that is equal to Y, that is output, and at equilibrium, that is output, it means supply is equal to demand, that is actual planned expenditure, and the full actual planned expenditure are equal to C plus I plus G plus export minus import, that is four sector economy. But here, to simplify our analysis of the Canadian cross, we use only two sector economy, which is closed economy with no government interference. Later on in the next stage, we will study the four sector economy as well. So Y is equal to C plus I is two sector economy, in which we will state the formula for the equilibrium, formula for the Canadian cross, formula for the where the aggregate planned expenditure are equal to aggregate actual expenditure, or where demand is equal to supply. Y is equal to C plus I, where C is equal to C naught plus Cy, C is equal to C naught plus MPCY. C naught is the autonomous expenditure which doesn't have any connection with the output, and small c is the MPC, which state that a 1 unit change in income will produce how much unit change in the consumption. And as we assume that I is equal to I naught, mean that investment are autonomous, investment are not affected by the income level. Putting the values of these C and I in the formula, we state that Y is equal to C naught plus MPCY plus I naught. Cy is taken to the left side of the equation, where it will change its sign, Y minus Cy, and yes, Y minus MPCY is equal to C naught plus I naught. On the left side of the equation, we have taken Y as a common, and the equation become Y into 1 minus MPC, that is equal to C naught plus I naught, and Y is equal to the final equation for the equilibrium or for the Canadian cross is that point where Y is equal to C naught plus I naught divided by 1 minus MPC. That is equal to Canadian cross, or the equation where the aggregate actual expenditure are equal to aggregate plan expenditure, mean that where the demand C plus I is equal to the Y, mean that supply of goods and services, there is no inflationary and deflationary gap in the economy at that point, and economy is in equilibrium. Now we take numerical example of the income and expenditure approach. Numerical example of income and expenditure method: let C is equal to C naught plus Cy, and the specific example for the consumption is C is equal to 40 plus 0.7 Y, and I is equal to I naught, that is equal to 100. Here 40 is the autonomous consumption and 0.7 is marginal propensity to consume, which shows that a 1 rupee increase in the income, the consumer will divert 0.7 rupee towards the consumption and 0.3 rupee towards the saving. I is equal to I naught, that is equal to 100. Y is equal to C plus I, putting the values of consumption and investment here. Y is equal to 40 plus 0.7 Y plus 100. Y is equal to 140 plus 0.7 Y, and taking the 0.7 Y on the left side of the equation. we have seen the equation become y minus 0.7 y is equal to 140, and from the left side of the equation y is taken as common. Y into 1 minus 0.7 is equal to 140, and 0.3 y is equal to 140, and then to take the final value of the equilibrium level of the output, uh, we will divide the 140 divided by 0.3, and that is become 450. The equilibrium level of the national income is 450. This is that point where there is no inflationary or deflationary gap, and here the national income is in equilibrium at Keynesian cross at the point where the aggregate actual expenditure are equal to aggregate planned expenditure. In the graph, we see here that on the horizontal axis there is the aggregate actual expenditure, that is Y, and on vertical axis there are aggregate planned expenditure, that is denoted by aggregate demand, that is equal to C plus I. The curve that start from the origin of the graph is aggregate actual expenditure, that is the aggregate output of the economy, that is the supply of the goods and services in the economy. It is the supply of the goods and services in the economy. Again, this the second line, that is denoted by AEP, are the aggregate plan expenditure of the economy. Aggregate plan expenditure of the economy is showing the aggregate demand. It is the combination of the C plus I, uh, and the equilibrium or the Keynesian cross will be at that point where the both curve intersect each other, where the aggregate actual expenditure are equal to aggregate planned expenditure. If the at the equilibrium, if the aggregate planned expenditure are higher than the higher than the uh, higher than the aggregate actual expenditure, there will be an inflationary gap and economy will move forward, output and employment will increase, and eventually it will reach to the equilibrium point. Again, if actual planned expenditure are less than the aggregate actual expenditure, then there will be a deflationary gap and economy will shrink and reach towards the equilibrium point. Now we uh, look at the graph. Economy is at this point, this is equilibrium point, this is equilibrium point, where there is no inflationary and deflationary gap. Here the aggregate actual expenditure are equal to aggregate plan expenditure. But if we state that economy is at here, look at here, at this point we see here that the aggregate planned expenditure are higher than the aggregate actual expenditure. So there will be a inflationary gap in the economy. It's mean the demand of goods and services is higher than the supply of goods and services. What will happen? The price will increase. The price will increase the profit of the producer. The producer incentive to produce more goods and services. The producer will produce more goods and services, and the national income will increase, and it will go forward until it reach the point where there is actual plan, where there is aggregate planned expenditure are again equal to the actual aggregate actual expenditure. This was the case of deflationary inflationary gap. This is the part of inflationary gap. Again, if economy is here at this point, here we see that the actual planned expenditure are less than the uh, actual expenditure, and here the there is the deflationary gap, and deflationary gap mean that the supply of goods and services is greater than its demand. It means the prices of goods will decrease, which will decrease the profit of the producer, and producer will produce less goods and services, will imply less labor and resources. What will happen? The output and employment will shrink and reach its equilibrium point and will remain stable at its equilibrium. These were the phenomena of inflationary and deflationary gap. Next, we take the next method to determine the Keynesian cross or the equilibrium point where there is no inflationary or deflationary gap. The next method is leakages and injection approach. As we know that at Keynesian cross or at equilibrium, the aggregate actual expenditure are equal to aggregate planned expenditure, where aggregate planned expenditure is equal to C plus I, while the aggregate actual expenditure is equal to C plus S, mean consumption plus saving. So economy is in equilibrium at that point where actual planned expenditure are equal to actual aggregate actual expenditure. Putting the values of actual planned aggregate planned expenditure and aggregate actual expenditure, C plus I is equal to C plus S. The C will be crossed with each other as having same sign. Uh, then the equation will become S is equal to I. This is the basic equation of the Keynesian cross, and uh, Keynesian cross will occur at that point where saving are equal to investment. So now we take a numerical formula for the Keynesian cross through S is equal to I method. Here savings are leakages of the economy. Here savings are, how saving are leakages? Because when we save, that is taken out of the economy and they are not consumed on consumption expenditure. So these are called leakages of the economy, and investments usually increase the output and employment in the economy, and they are called injection in the economy. So the Keynesian cross occur at that point where saving is equal to investment and where S is equal to minus S plus MPSY and I is equal to I naught. Now we put the values of these two into the equation. The value of S is minus C naught plus MPCY, that is equal to the value of I is I naught. Taking the C naught on the right side of the equation, so we have taken the minus C naught to the right hand side of the equation. The new equation will become MPS y is equal to I naught plus C naught. And to calculate the value of the y, we have to divide the right hand side of the equation by MPS. So the equation will become y is equal to I naught plus C naught divided by marginal propensity to save. This is the Keynesian cross formula through leakages and injection approach. This is the formula where uh, aggregate actual expenditure are equal to aggregate plan expenditure, and it is the equilibrium of the economy where there is no inflationary and deflationary gap. And we take a numerical example of this. Let suppose that S is equal to minus 40 plus 0.3y and I is equal to I naught, that is equal to 100. The formula for the equilibrium or stability or Keynesian cross is S is equal to I, putting the values negative 40 plus 0.3y, that is equal to 100, and taking the negative 40 to the right hand side, that will become 0.3y is equal to 140. To calculate the equilibrium value of y, we divide 140 by 0.3 and it will become 450. We see here that we calculated the national income level through income and expenditure approach, that was 450. Again we arrived at the same conclusion through saving is equal to investment approach. We take all these on the graph. We see here that on horizontal axis On horizontal axis there is national income, that is Y, and on vertical axis we have the saving investment. On horizontal axis we have the actual expenditure, and on vertical axis we have the uh, actual aggregate planned expenditure. Uh, Now the zero line is the origin line, and we have seen here that I naught is the investment that is equal to 100, that remain fixed along with the increase or decrease in the income, that doesn't change with the income. And the saving curve slope upward start from -40, that it's intercept, and it's going upward, and it cross the uh, investment line at that point where there is national equilibrium level of 450. This is the point where there is occur the Keynesian cross, the point where there is national income equilibrium, the point where there is no inflationary or deflationary gap. This was our today's topic about the calculation, estimation, and determination of the stable or equilibrium level of output through our calculation or estimation of Keynesian cross, through income and expenditure approach, and the saving and investment approach. We will meet inshallah in the next class with the brand new topic inshallah. Allah Hafiz.